Thank you, Chrissy, and thanks to Vertical Events and ORU for putting on this conference. I find it interesting that Alltech in their battery technology uses ceramics. Does anyone know what spodumene was used for before lithium batteries? Ceramics. So there you go. Perhaps not totally lithium free after all. So anyway, TG Metals. Usual disclaimer, you read at your leisure. So we're a lithium-focused exploration and development company based in Western Australia, and we have had our recent discovery in October last year of the Burmeister lithium pegmatite. It's a high-grade deposit. Since then we've been actively drilling on that to get a first target statement out on that with a top level of 20 million tonnes in rapid time. So we've had a lot of success there. We're about to start a maiden drilling program. In fact, we've started today on a Jägermeister prospect, which is adjacent to Burmeister. It has lithium in soil anomalies there, which are larger than our Burmeister discovery. So we're very excited about getting our first drill holes into that. And we should have results coming in the next couple of weeks from that particular program. We've also completed a seismic program across Burmeister and Jägermeister, and we are excited about the interpretations which are coming out of that. They're not quite ready for basically displaying yet, but they're still underway. But they'll improve our drilling targeting, as well as give us a great indication of exactly how big this system is. We believe it's of a size. And also doing our first metallurgical test work as well. We're getting into that early, so we drilled diamond drill holes early on in our drilling program, twinning our RC holes, and that's basically to make sure that we get enough sample together for our first metallurgical test work. It's very important on these pegmatites to know that you can actually process them and get a decent concentrate out of them, and so that's what we're progressing there as well. And there's a picture there up on the screen now of some HLS tests in a beaker. So just on a corporate overview, we don't have many shares on issue because we have only raised once more since our IPO. So we haven't diluted our shareholders down much. We still have a healthy cash balance in the bank, enough now to progress all of our aims for 2024. We don't have to go back to the market anytime soon. But our market cap's fairly low. I mean, and certainly our enterprise value at 5.1 million there, you couldn't drill out Burmeister for that money now. So are we undervalued? Absolutely we are. We still have most of our top shareholders, the top 50s, have stayed with us and take up around 55% of the stock. We've got a very good board as well, very experienced, and a mix of technical, marketing, and also capital raising. So whereabouts are we? So we're in the Lake Johnson region of Western Australia. It hasn't had the actual greenstone belt. It sits there between the Forrestania greenstone belt and the Norseman Wiluna belt, which are more well known, I suppose, because of the larger discoveries there, and the operating mines. So we've got 4 operating mines around us at Earl Grey, Mount Marion, Bald Hill, and Mount Catlin to the south. So we're not an orphan in the region, but certainly we believe that we have, in our area, the largest lithium spodumene deposit, and also the highest grade. So, and we've got a lot more ground. We've got the big land holding, so there's more discoveries to come, and we're progressing with those as we go. And as you'll see, we've only really explored probably about a third of our total land holding for lithium. And past exploration, it hasn't really had a lot of attention. So we're a first mover in the area. Just on a Burmeister lithium pegmatite deposit. So this is a picture here of the actual modelling. So when we generated the exploration target, we actually used our drill holes. They were the first drill holes into the deposit. It's a completely blind deposit, no outcrop whatsoever. It was found through a soil sampling. So you can see there's soil sample contours there, and extending out to the east to Jägermeister. So we got some high grade, or high tenor, I should say, soil anomalies. Above the Burmeister deposit, we put some holes in, initial 9, and in October last year, and we got instant hits of high grade lithium pegmatites. And we're hoping to replicate that over on the Jägermeister side. So it's a stacked pegmatite system at Burmeister. It's the main deposit's 1,500 metres long, which is a substantial length and makes a substantial pit. As you can see there, the 2 pit shells that were done, one at $1,500 a tonne SC6, which is a 6% lithium oxide concentrate price, and 2,500. The reason why we chose those 2 is because that's what's basically being used by others in feasibility studies at the moment. So it also is a useful pointer for us on how much of the deposit gets captured within a pit shell, and on the 2,500 pit shell, it's 95% of what was being modelled is actually in the pit. We have to call them conceptual pit shells because it's not a JORC compliant resource at the moment, but we're moving towards there. As I said, so the range was 15.6 to 20 million tonnes, 0.97 to 1.19. We believe we'll be able to exceed that easily once we do our infill drilling, and also use the seismic results to define more pegmatites within the actual Burmeister area as well. It's a significant deposit on its own at 20 million tonnes. It's of a potential standalone size. The average plants for these deposits is around 1 to 2 million tonnes per annum. So on a 20 million tonnes, you're looking at around a minimum 10-year mine life. And as I said, we believe we'll probably get more tonnes than that out of there once we do our infill drilling. There's some of our better intercepts there as well. So it gets quite thick, up to almost 24 metres in thickness. It's high grade, and importantly, the mineralisation is very consistent. So unlike a lot of other pegmatite deposits where there's blank areas within the pegmatites where there's lepidolite or petalite present, we have spodumene throughout, and wherever we get pegmatite, we've got grade. So there's no blanks in there, no internal waste to worry about, and it should be easy mining. There's a long section basically showing the pegmatites and the shells. As you can see, the shells went right down, in most cases, right down to the bottom of what we had modelled for the pegmatites. So we've got plenty of scope to increase that at depth, and we'll certainly be looking at that in our next phase of drilling at Burmeister. And also our seismic will also tell us how deep these things go as well. So also, as I said before, the spodumene occurs throughout the pegmatites, which makes it a consistent grade throughout, which helps us with our drilling. So we should be able to do our inferred resource on 100 by 100 metres, which is pretty much unheard of in pegmatites elsewhere. Most times you've got to drill them out like a pincushion to actually get any resource whatsoever. A lot of them don't even reach a measured resource because of the variability within the pegmatites. Ours is very consistent, which is unusual, but a lot of pegmatites, or most pegmatites, are unique in their own characteristics. Just on the mineralogy, so we did this early on through our core. We wanted to see what else we had within there. We got a lot of feedback from people saying, oh, you're bound to have a lot of lepidolite in there, you're going to have petalite in there. We didn't find any of that. So we've got spodumene. Spodumene is the dominant mineral in the in the actual pegmatite. So it's a true spodumene pegmatite. The next most abundant mineral in that's quartz. So and it's also the only potential other lithium in there is zinwaldite, which is only a small fraction, and it may not even contain any lithium in it, in the zinwaldite whatsoever. So to progress that further, we've started doing metallurgical tests. So we've got CIDA tests underway now. We added some basalt waste to our metallurgical test work samples. That's to simulate a real-world mining operation. So we add about 10% of basalt to the mix, and then that gets removed by first stage ore sorting, and that works really well. It takes most of the basalt out that goes in that you can't avoid pulling in when you're mining. We then followed that up with heavy liquid separation, HLS test work afterwards. That's the cheapest form of getting a concentrate for lithium spodumene. And so we're hoping that that'll be the dominant processing method that we need to use. Following on from that, we'll also do some flotation tests on the finer fractions, but we're hoping that we won't get a lot of that in our ore as well. So those test works are ongoing. We should have, probably in the next 6 to 8 weeks, we should have the results of that as well. And then we'll be able to select our preferred flow sheet. Just on Jägermeister, so where we're drilling at the moment is on target A and B on Jägermeister. You can see the seismic lines that we've done across there as well on Jägermeister and on Burmeister. All of our drilling POWs have been approved, and drilling's underway. We've got 5 targets to test at Jägermeister, so it'll be a while drilling there, but as we get our results in, we'll report them straight away. Other emerging prospects, so we've got a lot more tenure than just that. So you can see there the black box around there is what we've tested so far. We've got a lot more ground to test, and we'll be doing that as we go on to go onwards. So basically our ongoing exploration, we're delivering results, we're getting discoveries, and we're improving our knowledge of the area. We're opening up a large lithium pegmatite system. So just in summary, we evaluate our lithium mineralisation early, see what we've got. We're into discoveries. We've discovered the Burmeister deposit. We're pretty confident that we'll get something at Jägermeister. How big, we don't know yet. Drilling will tell. Exploration science is working. Soil sampling works for our area. We know it doesn't work everywhere for everyone. We understand that, but where we are, it works. We've discovered Burmeister through it, and Jägermeister's shaping up as well. We're getting our drilling done. We've got growth prospects as well with our land holding and our emerging large system. And the experience of our management and board is impeccable. We've got a lot of lithium experience from other operations that we can apply to what we've got. And thank you.